Hello and welcome back to the final third. Today's video is a Euros predictions with the lads. How are we, boys?
Not too bad.
Good, thanks,
Love
pal.
that.
I
Love
was,
it.
I wasn't gonna, I was hesitant to speak there because I got told off after the last video for interrupting you both.
Right, and
So I'm gonna be raising my hand every time I want to speak today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
The
right.
teacher becomes the pupil, eh?
Yeah, right, look out. Right, okay, boys. Group A. Let's get straight into it. Cheers for the host, Mr. Kuru. I'm guessing. I can't see it on my screen, which is annoying.
Yeah.
So, most important group, boys, I would say, is Group A. Because that's the one Wales is in. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd like to be optimistic,
Yeah.
but judging by the two friendlies, obviously the first one against France went down to 10 men. You can't judge that, but the second friendly,
Yeah, not so great.
Not great.
I think
No
they
problem.
played quite well against France, though. They did some decent stuff now and again.
Yeah,
Put up a fight.
Yeah,
they did.
but
I
yeah,
think that
you are right. That
they've tried to play with a false nine, and I don't know if I back that. To be
yeah,
honest,
no, you're not a fan of that, are you?
They haven't got an out-and-out striker, have they? Realistically, they've got like one that we can rely on. Like the best we've got is a Championship player,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's no offense to Cardiff, but the best we have as a striker is a Championship player, and we just don't have that quality up front. It's the position that we haven't got any youngsters or anything coming through.
no.
And talking of quality, then you've got to think the other three teams in our group certainly have more quality. Italy, I'm not backing them. I'm not sure how Italy are going to get on. Italy are one of those teams we've spoken about in the past. You can never predict what sort of tournament they're going to have. They may end up winning it. And here we are. Nobody's really talking about Italy being the winners.
I mean, if I go,
really
can you
like-
still see my screen if I do this?
Yeah.
Right. So obviously these are Italy's latest like friendlies and games and all that.
yeah.
They haven't conceded in such a long
Yeah,
time.
they haven't conceded for a long
their defensive
time.
record is pretty
think
impressive.
9
under
games.
Mancini.
Yeah,
9 games.
that's what we're talking
is-
about. You know what I mean?
Like
Yeah.
they've got a squad there of a lot of youngsters that have a lot of potential.
Yeah,
Which I don't know if they're going to be ready for in this tournament, but maybe in the World Cup next year and the next Euros. But if you look at like
Oh, that's
some
fantastic.
of the players that you're looking at, like you've got your old guard in Bonucci and Chiellini, but then you've got your youngsters coming through like Berardi as well, or, like States
look at-
and Chiesa.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
Locatelli.
You look at those attacking players straight away there. You've got Immobile, Insigne, Chiesa. I mean,
Yeah.
there's lots
Belotti
of
though,
them.
boys, played very well this season.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think
Or
people always write them off, I think.
Never count the Italians out. I'm telling you.
all I can say is, based on the reveal of their squads, did you boys see that video when they were revealing their players?
I did,
Yeah.
Classic way of doing it.
Yeah,
If they do that for them revealing the squad, can you imagine Italian TV if they end up winning the tournament?
oh, I know. But yeah, that's the level that we're looking at with the Italians.
Take a look at the Turkey squad, please, for me, pal. if
No
you can.
worries. Coming up, Mr. Cool. coming
Again,
up.
so Turkey, I would say, and Switzerland, it's up there. Then who's going to finish second? You're imagining Italy will finish first comfortably, and we're in a battle basically of who can finish second. I can't see Wales finishing as best third place. I can't see them because they're not going to score that many goals.
No.
No, you're right.
So I think we have to finish second. But then I'm looking at this Turkish team, and it's a really likable team, really.
Who are you liking?
Well, obviously, I'm a big fan of Çalhanoğlu to start off with, but they've
Yeah.
got a lot of experienced players, as well as then sort of the up and coming players. Obviously, Yilmaz, we've spoken about him at Lille, had a big
Yeah.
season for
Good
them.
player.
Yeah,
So yes, he is 35, but he's come off and he's in great form, so you can't count him off. There's again likable players. Obviously, Kabak, you'd be familiar with him.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
He'll surely be starting for Turkey. Plus Len Soyuncu.
Demirel as well. He's a decent centre back. Like depends what tactic they
Yeah.
go for. Like they've got 3 centre backs there that are pretty solid, to be fair.
I don't know what.
And then if you
how they
scroll,
played. Yeah, no, I was checking how they play. Yeah, they played.
They've
so
done
bad.
okay.
Done all right.
yeah,
They haven't really played
Like,
it well.
they beat Holland a few
Yeah.
months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big one for them.
It's not bad, is it? Like they've got a decent squad there. Holland, we'll come to them later on, but
We'll come to
like,
them later on, yeah.
Looking at the odds though, boys, just quickly on Bet365, Turkey is 6-1
What, to win?
to win.
to win the game against
win the
Italy.
game.
To win
the
in
game.
oh, Italy, yeah.
Against
yeah.
Italy.
I think Italy are 9-1. To win the
Decent odds
tournament,
though on Turkey
which
there,
ain't bad to be fair.
but they are
Yeah,
playing.
I'd
I
fancy the draw.
Where
I'd
are they
fancy the
playing? Are
draw,
they playing
first
in
match.
Rome? They're playing in Rome. I swear they're playing in Rome. Yeah, they're playing in Rome.
Not
Match
sure.
info. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, Switzerland. Let's have a look at Switzerland quick then. So you know,
Take a
might
look,
as
yeah,
well-
the Swiss team.
might as well have a look.
And
at Switzerland.
again, I quite like I quite like Switzerland. Obviously, they've got there's a few players there. Again, really likable. We did a lot in the German league a couple of months ago, well, pretty much this time last year. So the fact that Mbabu, who was at Wolfsburg, was their full back, he was
Mbolo.
really good.
Yeah, Mbolo.
There was, and obviously then I'm a big fan of Mbolo up
And
front
Dennis,
as well as
Zakira.
Zacharias. So yeah.
How have they
um,
played though? Let's just check in their front. See, they
think
played
the
quite well as well,
difference
haven't they?
The difference
They're-
is when you look at these three teams, they've got the attacking threat.
Yeah.
Whereas Wales, I know Bale, don't get me wrong, I know he's not played too much this season, but best minutes per goal in the Premier League.
Yeah,
so he's
to be
still
fair.
he's still a top player. Plays well with Dan James. Ramsey, hopefully he's not played too much. But yes, that striker, which the other three teams seem to have. So
going based off that, then who are we putting bottom of this group, boys?
For me, it's got to be Wales.
I would like to think Switzerland, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's our hope.
Okay.
I think we might have enough to beat Switzerland. So I'd say Switzerland bottom, and then I would say Wales third.
I think we're gonna
Yeah.
have.
But
I think we're all in agreement.
I don't think it'll be enough. It won't be enough for us to qualify as best thirds.
No.
Being biased, I'd want to say Wales second because on their day they can cause upsets. But judging by the squads we've looked at,
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Yeah,
third.
we haven't got that striker, or we haven't got a Robson Carnan.
No. And are we in agreement that Turkey is second and Italy are top?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
would put upset, but I think
I think I don't see anyone upsetting Italy then.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Right, so moving on to Group B then, boys. We've got Russia,
Wow.
Belgium, Denmark, and Finland.
Right. Do you want to start off with the Finland then final third?
Yes, the Finnish team. Very excited actually to see the Finland team because on Twitch, obviously, I have streamed a Build a Nation save with Finland, and got them as far as, I can't remember, was it quarter-final? I think it was the quarter-final of the Euros. Some lovely players in here, boys, to be honest. I quite like Marcus Forss. He's only like 22, 23 or something. Decent little player.
Maybe
Was he
Glenn
playing
Kamara.
for Brent?
In the Prem next year, isn't he?
Yeah.
Was he a regular player? I wasn't following Brentford. Was he regular?
You know what? I couldn't actually tell you how he actually is getting on at Brentford. I just know he's actually been class. He's
Oh,
had
he's
7
playing.
goals.
No, he's
Yeah.
a regular player.
Oh, he's playing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So he
definitely.
plays. Then you're
I think
looking at
he's
the likes
been-
of
he's been
Glenn
injured.
Kamara. Decent little
yeah,
centre
Glenn
mid.
Kamara, very good player.
Good little player. You got Spav,
I'm just
Spav,
checking
and
if
you've got
I
Oh,
know-
and O'Shaughnessy. Hang on, go down. What's that centre back?
O'Shaughnessy.
Daniel O'Shaughnessy. Great Finnish name.
Yeah, that is a great Finnish name.
I've got to be honest as well, boys. Pookie plays very well for the national team.
He does play well
He
for the
does.
national
Let's
team.
have a look at his stats for the national team, pal.
For
I'll be
this-
proven
oh,
wrong now, but
I don't know. I don't know how you check this on here, boy.
Oh no,
Oh,
it came,
well,
it
yeah.
came up.
Go on.
30
Yeah,
goals,
there we go.
90 appearances.
Wow, that's not bad.
I think my
He's
one
been-
guy that I quite liked in my save was Robin Lod. Don't ask why, boys. He can play a bit of everywhere. I think that's why I liked him.
That's a utility,
Yeah,
yeah. And
can
if
play-
you can go back, there's one player that I've used a lot in my saves in the past.
Yeah.
Frederick Janssen.
Oh,
Go on
yes,
to
of
him.
course,
What's he like
yeah.
in real life?
He's not bad. I think he has played a few games for
Augsburg, good little player.
but he could play in the middle pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a striker. He's probably more of an
No.
attacking mid in my eyes, but yeah, decent
Yeah.
little player. But a
Okay.
nice little Finnish team, and I hope they do well. But in this group, I'm not so sure, boys. Not sure. Who else would you like to
Yeah.
look at next?
Let's have a look at Denmark next then, please, pal.
Denmark. Let's have a look at Denmark. Okay.
Again, a likable squad for me.
Good form.
They're in good form. I've been following Denmark recently, actually, and somebody like Andreas Skovholsen of Bologna.
Yeah.
Check on his stats, pal. He's been playing a lot for the national team recently. He's got a good season.
He's played a lot of games for Bologna, isn't he? 26 games.
Yeah.
To be fair. It's quite a few.
Check his national stats.
5 games, 3 goals.
Yeah, so he's only just really.
As I say, he's only just started a few months ago.
Yeah, he's really
21
made himself good lot of pace on him as well. He's a good little player to keep an eye out for.
Obviously, you look at the squad though.
There's
names names you recognise in there. Thomas Delaney, you got Dolberg, you got Braithwaite, you got Cornelius. Like Andres Cornelius was at Cardiff a few years back.
Yeah, I know.
Jonas Wind is a good youngster as well at Copenhagen. He's a good striker.
I really like this guy, Joachim Andersen.
I think one thing I'm noticing with this Denmark team, they haven't got maybe apart from Christian Eriksen, and I don't know if he's in the squad.
Yeah, he's here.
Apart from him, they don't have that world class player. But
I don't know how Højbjerg's gonna have a good tournament, I think.
Yeah, Højbjerg Christensen, he did a good job in the Champions League final.
Park, aren't they? Quite solid in most
positions. They're solid.
And I quite like. I want to see how Martin Braithwaite gets on as well, because he plays for Barcelona now, and he has scored a few goals. To be fair to him.
Yeah,
and then you got Kasper in goal as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Solid, reliable.
Daniel Vass.
Take a look at a second, pal. Go up to the average performances. So you can see there, Damsgaard. How many games is that, I wonder? But over
I'm going to say that's one game.
I'm going to say 1 game. 2 games, 2 goals.
2 games, 2 goals.
Okay. It's not bad.
Don't count him out.
Don't count young player of the tournament there, is it?
Yeah.
Shall we move on to, let's go Russia, is there, boys?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have pressed them there, but we'll go, yeah. Okay. I don't know much about this Russian team, but I know that Alexander Golovin is a decent player.
He's a good little player in Monaco. Recently moved there, isn't it?
In that team.
Was it?
We got
how many years ago was it?
Well?
Yeah.
How many years ago was did Russia host the tournament?
It was the last World Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was
3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
2018, yeah.
Miranchuk, of course, has had a very good season with Atalanta, so you could have a good little tournament.
They were a bit of a shock that year, really, to be honest, weren't they? Because obviously we go pre-tournament going into the World Cup last time. It was like Russia. The only reason they're there is because they're tournament hosts. They're not going to do very well, and they caused a few shocks. A few players that were very unknown.
Yeah.
Caused a few they played pretty well in that tournament, didn't they?
The problem with Russia for me is that you can never know what standard they're actually at, because most of the players tend to play in the Russian league. There's only a handful of players that we know that don't play in the Russian league, so you can think, oh yeah, he's a better finisher than so and so.
Yeah.
That's the problem for me, is that you can't really compare Russia. And if you're looking at their form, as you're about to look now,
yeah,
they got hammered.
Inconsistent, aren't they?
Well, they lost against Turkey and they got hammered against Serbia.
They did score 2 goals against Turkey though, which bodes quite well about Turkey's defence a bit, doesn't it? Really, for Wales. But, I'm not.
The last game they played was November.
Yeah. And where is that game against Belgium?
No friendlies.
5 days. No friendlies going into this tournament, which is a bit
funny.
Not really.
Brave.
Yeah.
Not really sure why.
If you've got an old squad, why overplay them? Maybe it's because
Yuri Zhirkov, 37-year-old.
Should we move on to Belgium?
Let's move on to Belgium then, boys. And of course, there's not much needed to say about Belgium. They're an incredible squad, aren't they? Let's be honest.
What's the weakness in the Belgium squad then, boys? Let me ask you that.
I personally would say centre back.
I would probably agree.
Only because of the age.
Yeah, with Vertonghen, Vermaelen.
You're relying on Vertonghen, Vermaelen, and Denier, the ex-Celtic boy, and Derek Boyata, but he's nothing really special. Like, he didn't do a really good job at that thing. But like, you look everywhere else, they've got strength, and they a little bit worrying that Mignolet's the second choice. But
Yeah.
But you've got to be serious. This is probably their last chance as a squad at this time because of the age of all these boys. Probably the last chance. Like
This is
Nessa
their golden
Chadley,
generation, isn't it?
This is
really?
their golden generation, and they haven't done anything. After this, okay, the World Cup next year, but
After that, that's
I
it.
think what I would ask as well, for example, if Lukaku gets injured, you've got Batshuayi and Benteke on the bench.
Yeah.
Do you think that's solid? Do you think
I
that's
wouldn't even bring them on. I'd go straight to Trossard.
Trossard, Dries Mertens
Which is
obviously will play up front as well. If
the
that
Brighton
happens,
boy.
yeah.
Like obviously,
solid forward in the squad.
De Bruyne has got the injury. I don't know if he's going to be fit for that first game with the cheekbone. I think he's going to wear a mask, but how is he going to be fully? Is he going to be fully like himself?
Yeah.
Is he going to be a bit? Is he going to be a bit hestant? Because like there's a bit of a clash when he's fractured his cheekbone, fractured his eye socket. But then you've got players like Yuri Tillemans, Torgan Hazard. Witzel's been a bit injury prone this year at Dortmund, so I'm not sure how much of an impact he's going to make.
One question for you. Yeah, one question for you here, boys, and we were talking about it the other day. Which of the Hazards is going to have the better tournament? Because I was in the understanding that Torgan's the one that's in form, or mostly in form at the moment.
Definitely,
but you boys were saying
you would say.
But you boys were saying Eden's going to be the stronger one.
I would say
paper,
Torgan.
on
I would say
paper,
Torgan. He's
Eden.
played well this year. He's been playing well. He played well for Belgium in the friendlies. Scored for them.
I think if Eden is fully fit and raring to go, he'll turn up. I think
It might mean as well that this is going to re-kickstart his career in a way. If he has a good tournament and ends up, potentially being a contender for player of the tournament or whatever, he could be back on the map having a big move away from Madrid because it hasn't worked out for him. Hasn't it?
I think for him, I think he needs a good tournament.
Yeah, I agree.
New manager at his club as well, so Ancelotti's there. So that kind of is he going to go back and have a bit of a renaissance?
Yeah. I think
Player to keep an eye out for, boys, in the future. Jeremy Doku. Have a quick look at his stats.
19-year-old. I mean, who's 30 games, 2 goals, 3 assists.
Oh wow, he's played well for Rennes.
Yeah, and he 2 assists and a goal in their last friendly against Belarus. One of their friendlies.
6 appearances for Belgium, 2 goals.
Yeah, keep an eye out for him. Might have.
He's your one to watch, is it? One to watch. Okay, so
I'd say so.
Going based on those teams then in Group B, who are we going to finish bottom in this group?
I'm voted for Finland. Yeah.
Are you in agreement, Roland?
Yeah, I'd go Finland.
I want to say Russia. Yeah. I want to say Russia.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go from the top to bottom. Are we saying Belgium first?
I think Belgium.
Belgium are first. I'd say. Yeah.
Belgium first. Denmark second.
I think we all agree Denmark second.
Right. This is
Russia. Russia are that kind of team, though, boys, that might surprise you. Russia, can you imagine?
Finland.
I'm not predicting the future, but can Russia hold up a low block against Belgium and cause an upset?
Right. I'm going to tip the scales here.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that we are going to get some upsets in the group.
Yeah.
And I'll bend the knee and go with Iwan and Bryn and say Finland are going to be one of the upsets.
Good lad. It's only because it's Finland's first appearance for
it's their first bigger tournament, I think, since the 60s.
Yeah, in a long time. So I fancy
Wales did.
And look what Wales. That's exactly what I was thinking, Keys. Look what Wales did in the last one. So I think Finland might give us a bit of a shock.
Yeah. Nice.
And they could get a result. So if they win against Russia and draw against Denmark, okay, they'll probably lose against Belgium, but that'll be 4 points. That could potentially get them through on the third place one as well.
Exactly.
What we've got to remember is Russia had a good tournament 3 years ago because they were the home nation. So they had that maybe extra
with a crowd, and
also
without being kind of too thingy, there was a lot of
pressure.
Yeah. So
there was a few suspensions after that.
Yeah. So moving on to Group C, we've got Austria, Netherlands, North Macedonia, and Ukraine. Who would we like to take a look at first?
This is a hard one. I'd like to look at Ukraine first.
Yes, that's fine, Lawrence. Okay.
Be honest, boys.
This is one of my upsets.
Ooh.
Does anyone actually know any place in North Macedonia?
We'll find out when we get to the page.
Because yeah,
Right,
Right,
so
I know a
Roland,
couple- I know a couple-
let's go back to Roland's. Why do you think? Why are you voting Ukraine as your ones to watch, basically?
surprise.
Surprise.
So few players for me, Zinchenko, Marlos, Yarmolenko, a couple of quite big names.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I always like Ukraine. I always think they're a difficult team to play against. You got Popov there as well. They're always hard to break down.
And this guy.
So I think these will get second place in this group. Don't know why. Gut feeling.
Gut
Gut
feeling.
feeling.
No,
What's
I like
their
it.
form? What's their form? Huh?
Games wise, lost
Average.
3-1 to Germany, 3-0 to Switzerland, which isn't a great.
Drew with France.
Wow.
Drew with France.
That's
yeah.
good form.
1-1 with
but obviously-
Finland. Kazakhstan. Yeah, they're like a mixed bag. Bahrain, mixed bag.
Yeah.
But then who were playing in these
Awkward
games,
team.
I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah, bit of a
Obviously,
treasure.
not great results in November.
Pretty sure they beat Spain as well. It's like if you think about it, they've got the potential in them. I think he's right. It could be a surprise. And in this group,
Yeah.
this is a group with I think
And I-
they're chasing
and the
they're
reason I
chasing
say-
second, aren't they?
The reason I say there's always an upset is we always see a big team miss out.
Yeah,
in the
we
group
do.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
Netherlands will be that team. this
You're,
year.
you're,
No.
You-
Wow,
No,
okay.
no.
Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it.
Well, I'd like
Yeah.
to. I was wanting to have a look at the Austria team first, but seeing that Roland has moved us on, let's have a look at the Dutch squad first because he thinks there's going to be an upset.
Dutch.
I'm
You know what?
praying. I'm praying there's not going to be a Dutch upset.
I don't think it's going to be the players that are going to let the Dutch team down.
No.
I think it's going to be the manager.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think the players are there. I think Steph, yeah, you're right. There's so much potential. Like there's so
This
many
team
players in here
is
that I would
really
love
good as well.
to have. Like you've got players like Koopmeiners, Gravenbach, Marlon, Widge, Donny van de Beek. Like
Quincy
there's so many
Promes.
players there.
Yeah.
Quincy Promes, Martin
Like
Deroon.
so like you've got a defense there with Delit, Aki, Vidge, Lind. Like
Boy, the
so
more I
many
look at this
class
team, this
players.
is a good team.
It's such a
What?
likable team, isn't it? I've always liked the Dutch, but
But
this is such a likable team.
It's the manager.
Yeah, I know.
Did you hear what he said? What he did this week?
No, what he did. What
So
did
if you scroll down, just show me the 3 goalkeepers, and I'll.
Yeah.
So, if you notice there, Sicilian isn't there? I can't remember. Is that how
Oh,
you say it?
Jasper Sillison or something like
Yeah.
that, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, so he's not there because he was in the original squad, fine, no worries, and then he got a positive COVID test.
And then
And
they just.
Frank de Boer took him out of that squad and brought someone else in, even though he'd promised that he wouldn't.
Oh,
So and he's come out in the press and said that he's like he promised me the squad and all that, and he's
Killerson
taken him
is a
out.
big name. Big name.
Yeah. Yeah. Good, he's a good keeper as well, like solid keeper at Valencia.
Is he going to be their first choice? Who's going to be the first choice keeper?
Well,
for them, then?
now I would say Tim Krul.
Tim Krul probably, yeah.
Have a look. I like Bizzo though as well. The
But
AZ one.
he's the third. He was the one who's come in as the third choice. 'Cause
30,
he's-
mind.
Wow, didn't think he was
He's
that
going to be
old.
he's going to be their third choice because Stecklenburg's like 37, 38.
Yeah,
And the only reason he's really in is because the Ajax first team keeper got suspended for.
Where's he playing
doping.
now?
As well, boys, I want to say who are you starting as fullbacks for this team?
yeah.
Hold on.
So does Blind still a solid left back now?
No, I
or-
think
or is he
Blinder's
more
got
centre
more
back?
centre back, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's gone.
So
He's
that,
gone
like,
centre back now.
the race for centre back is on. Really, what formation are they going to play if they've got De Bridge? You know, they've got quite a few
Maybe go
good
to
centre backs. That's the problem.
Let me go to this last game and have a look. No.
I think the fullbacks aren't the strongest in the world.
Centre backs are okay though, and that's without even
Not the
that's even
strongest.
without.
Yeah.
They play 4 at the back
Um,
as usual.
they
I
play
think.
4 at the back.
Hatterbill and
Windell.
Wydell.
And also for me, Frankie de Jong and Wijnaldum, they're not your typical holding midfielders.
There isn't a holding midfielder there. No, I'll give it. No,
Yeah,
definitely not.
that's without Delict. Remember, Delict is going to be surely first choice centre back. Yeah,
But then you've got
that's
Koopmeiners.
friendly, isn't it? So
Mm.
yeah. I don't know where I'm
Don't
sure
think he
Koopmeiners
starts,
plays
does he?
more defensively for the defense. I don't think he's going to start, but if he did,
He would play there,
I don't
though.
know where they're going to play him.
He would
yeah.
play as the DM.
But then he sometimes plays as the third of the three midfielders for his club. But then he sometimes plays centre back. He's kind of like a utility player.
I think this.
I
I love him.
also
I love him. I want him to have a big move.
I think
I
there's
also
two for me, two players to watch out for. Okay, you got Donny Marlon up front. I think he's a player that we need to look at, keep for, and Gakpo.
Yeah.
I think they're the two players for me that could make an impact for this team that no one really knows a great deal about. I think
23.
Gakpo's had a good little career for the under-21s, and he's done all right this year. But yeah, I think
It's all on this man, really. I would say.
He's captain.
Well,
like
So he might have. Somebody in my stream yesterday was saying that Depay is going to have a really good tournament. His dead ball and free kicks might be, will be very strong.
Yeah.
And has he agreed a move? Has he
Not
agreed
yet.
a
Not
move?
yet, but he is more than likely.
rumored to be.
What were you going to say,
possibly, yeah.
Rollins? You were going to say something then.
Yeah, I think you have 2 or 3 injuries in this squad,
Yeah.
or people lacking fitness, and then especially in your midfield, and I think the quality's not there.
It could be
Especially
trouble, yeah.
holding midfielders, not good enough.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I
Take
think
a look.
You're able to
What-
break them down, even
Yeah.
though they've got those centre backs.
Yeah.
Planning ahead to a question I know you're going to ask us, final third.
Mhm.
What sort of tournament is Gravenberch going to have? If he plays, he's got to be a contender for young player of the tournament.
Yeah, that's you're probably right. You're probably right. If he plays well, though, that's the thing. Can he handle the
Is he
pressure
going to start?
at
He's
19
not
years
going
of
to
age?
start.
Is he going to
is
start? Who knows? I'd like to think that he would, but yeah, going back to the manager, isn't it?
He's not going to start ahead of those.
No,
players,
no.
I'd like to think
And
that he'll
yeah,
be given a chance.
You got
Take a-
even with you got Klaassen, Van der Beek, De Jong, and Koopmeiners and Giroud.
Yeah.
Like he'll be a good player off the bench.
Yeah,
Lots of energy.
he's got to take his, he's got to, have the chance.
Take his
basically.
moment,
Take
yeah.
his pick. His
Take a
They
look
might-
at
You might start
Vagost.
at North Macedonia.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Wood
Possibly,
Weghorst, aren't you?
I think he's a good option for them. 197 centimeters. I'm not sure what that is, but something makes me think that he's an absolute tower of a player. We've seen him quite a lot playing for Wolfsburg.
20 goals.
He's had a great season. So you were saying there that it's on Depay. I would argue that actually Vagos is going to have a big impact as well on
Okay.
this season, and actually he's taken a lot of the pressure off some of the other players.
So
Don't get me wrong,
yeah,
this team's very good, and they could do very well. But for some reason,
there's something telling you. This
it
group.
could be the team that loses out.
I'm gonna write that
Let me
down.
tell you.
Hey, let me tell you. Right, so we
It'll
move on to
come back to
Austria.
Holland tours. Or,
Yeah,
Austria.
Go to
Yeah.
Austria. Let's go.
Austria.
Leave the best till last night. North Macedonia.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
This Austrian team, then, lads.
There's a few players we recognise. Okay, straight away. You've
Yeah.
got like Arnautovic. You've
Yeah.
got
Sabitzer,
Sabitzer,
Lazaro,
Lazaro,
Baumgartner.
For me as well,
Florian
then Conrad
Grealish.
Limer's.
and
For
then
me, Conrad
Alaba.
Limer's a player to keep an eye out for.
Yes, very good
Yeah,
player.
yeah,
Yeah,
good player.
And
Both.
David Alaba as well.
Who's
Sorry.
in goal there?
It would,
Well, you,
I don't really know,
I'd
to be honest,
probably
who
say
they're going to
I'd
pick.
probably say
Bachmann?
Bachmann.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, but
Daniel
then-
Bachmann probably.
Has this guy played a few games for Wolfsburg? No, not really.
Oh no.
You're probably looking at
Yeah,
Bachmann.
you're probably looking at Bachmann. But then you've got
Yeah.
like in the defence, you've got a pretty strong defence there with
Linehardt,
Friedel,
yeah.
Posh, Dragunov, like Leverkusen as well.
Good little player.
It's a team of maybes.
Yeah, maybe. They
Well,
might be able to-
They're all
on your-
mid-table.
Yeah,
Lots
mid-table
of
in
mid-table
the
Bundesliga.
in the top leagues, isn't it?
I mean, looking at
Yeah.
fixtures.
What's their form? They've
Yeah.
won. Yeah, they've done well in the last 5.
But then they lost to Denmark 4-0, lost to England in a few weeks
1-0.
ago. But that was
You know, it's not bad.
you can't really compare England at the moment, can you? Because
No.
obviously they haven't.
Yeah.
But potential.
Right, and then let's go to our favourite
Right.
team in this group, boys.
North
The one I'm really
Macedonia.
looking forward to seeing is definitely North
the
Macedonia.
flag.
And I tell you one thing, boys. Goran Pandev, look out. 37.
Oh, yeah.
Look out. He's the only one I know. He's the only one I know, boys.
I don't think if I know anyone in this team.
Elmas
No,
from
I don't think
Napoli,
I know
maybe.
it. Oh, Napoli.
Yeah, he could be all right.
He looks young,
Played a few
doesn't he?
games, didn't he? Wow.
Yeah, only started 3 though. Shame.
Like you got to look at it and be like, do we know these players?
I would have said,
Not
but
really,
I
not
remember,
really.
I recognise the second name.
Oh yeah,
Alaska. He's at Leeds. He's a decent player.
Yeah.
He plays all right.
He could do
he's
all right.
Oh,
all right.
yeah, he had a good season.
He's done okay over there, but like they haven't got a squad though, have they? We've just named 3 players that we know. That's
yeah,
about it.
that is about it. How they've actually played.
You got to think though, boys. Team like Iceland, a couple of
They
years ago.
beat Germany. Do you remember the result against Germany?
Yeah.
Obviously, they beat Germany when Werner missed all those goals. But
Yeah.
it's one of them, innit?
I mean, their form is good. I don't know the quality of teams they've played against. But
Yeah.
form's all
Right. What
Okay.
are we going for on this then, boys? Like
Are we all agreed that, unfortunately,
heart?
yeah,
Macedonia have got to be the bottom, haven't they?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think I have to.
As much as I would
Because
want
we'd
them
love
to be.
to see them top the group.
As much as I'd
Yeah.
love to see them. Now, obviously,
What's the odds? What's the odds on them winning the tournament?
What,
Probably about
Macedonia?
1,000 to 1.
I'll try and get that for you in a minute while we're looking at this.
Okay.
Chuck a quid on it. Chuck a quid.
What are we going to go with third, boys?
Well,
This is a
obviously
tough one.
Roland's is going to be a bit different to us because he's predicting a,
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
It's a tournament, so I'll note that in my notes.
Right, Roland. Let me pitch you this then. Can I come to an agreement that one team is going to wobble, but I'm going to say so. We'll say it's the Netherlands, but I'll say they finish second.
Oh,
I'll go with that because potentially they could all beat each other and then draw the other games,
yeah,
and then everyone could be on 4 points type of thing.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll go with second. We'll go with second.
so
but on my
they're
notes, I'm
second.
going to put a little third.
Yeah.
What? Who's going to win this group?
Who's going to win this group?
Potentially,
I want to
would
say
go with-
Austria.
I would say
I
Ukraine.
was going to say Ukraine.
I really don't know.
Deciding vote.
Your decided vote.
I think okay. I'll go with Brennan Rollins with Ukraine because he sided with me for the Finland, so I'll back him on this one. I'll back him on this
Mr.
one.
Mr. Kuru's been cast aside twice now.
Twice.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
I'll
And
just
then-
leave then, guys. I'll just leave. Okay.
And then Austria there. So we happy with that? That would
Yeah.
be a very
Yeah.
interesting group.
That's a tasty
That's a
looking
tough one.
That's a
yeah.
tasty group. Moving on to Group D.
The spicy meatball.
The spicy meatball. Who do we want to start with, dear
Group
boys?
D is going to be tough to call.
This is.
Should we
gonna
start
be
with
tough.
Croatia?
Let's go Croatia.
Yeah.
That's a good
Should we
Yeah.
go to the? Let's go to the OAP club.
Yeah.
Did really well a few years back in the
Yeah.
World Cup.
Final, isn't it?
3 years ago now, though, runners up in the tournament. Modric then came out of it with the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
We'll that's another day.
That's another.
We won't talk
But-
about that.
We
They've got
talked
some
about
players.
Belgium.
They have got some
Yeah,
players.
we talked about Belgium being the golden generation. These boys
You
might
probably
not be
say
golden.
No, but you say
I'd
the
say
same
bronze,
age.
bronze,
Yeah.
bronze generation.
It's their golden.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah. You look at it: Modric, Kovacic,
Perisic.
Velasco, Perisic, Rebic, Kramovic, and you can any name with itch at the end. And then like players, I think their weakness is defense, isn't it? You got to look at it.
The defense. Yeah.
I'm having to look at sort of their clubs.
Vida,
of the defense.
Lovren are probably going to play.
And there's no players there. There's no players in that defence that play top quality football. Obviously, it's dominated mainly by like sort of Italian clubs up front.
think
You know,
you
there's a
look
couple
at-
of Atlanta and Inter players.
Kaletakar could probably play. He'd probably play a few games. All right.
Yeah. Can we just look? Can I just look at the age of the? Is it Mile? I can't see the surname. Mile
Skoric.
Skrava. Can we
He's
just see
only
the-
29.
Right, he looks
Same age
old.
as he's same age as us, Mr. Kuro.
He's had a tough life.
He's had a tough life.
You wouldn't want to be heading the ball against him. I tell you.
If you've been playing centre back with Lovren for years, then you're going to lose your hair a bit quicker than everybody else.
So what's your excuse?
Luan, if you go down a little bit onto that centre back for Leo, Brother, is he centre back or
Brodaric,
Yeah.
yeah. No, he's a decent little
Left
player.
back.
Yeah, he's
Left back.
a left back. He's a decent little player. I mean,
He's
He's played more for the under 21s, hasn't he? I think he's
the
come
league?
through the under 21s.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He looks right. Should we move on to Czech Republic?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is a tough one for me to call. I have no idea about the Czech. I won't
Yes,
tell you obviously
Straight
what we're
away, boys.
expecting.
Lozek. Keep an eye out there for this boy.
Yeah,
Telling you now.
yeah.
He's
I
probably
think-
my shout if we were to do young player of the tournament. I reckon he's going to do well. I like
I
it.
think the bit that I think about the Czech Republic, I think they're a team that has based a lot of players from like Czech
Yeah,
or
yeah.
have moved quite recently, like Thomas Suchek.
Yeah.
Where the confidence they're going to get from their top teams in that Czech Republic League might help them into the Euros. Because they're so, like, you look at, there's a lot of players that are Sparta Prague. And I think that's going to help them. I think the two boys that have moved to West Ham recently is Suchek and Kofal.
Great season.
Very good players.
Great season. They've
and
both
then-
played really well.
But then you add on to that, you've got Patrick, is it Schick at Leverkusen?
Yeah,
yeah,
Schick, yes.
yeah. He's a decent little striker, actually. I think he's left-footed. He's got a nice little finish
29
on him.
games, 20 started, 9 goals.
Like, he's a decent player. They've got some
Kaderbach.
decent
I
players,
like
but
Kaderbach.
again, they've not.
Again, it's a hard
they've
one to
not-
predict.
They've not really got the squad, but
The defence maybe is probably not there, is it?
I feel like they're
Thomas
another
Kallas
Russia
as well.
in a way that it's. Yeah, I like Palace. He's a good little player.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of that Russia problem for me is that you can't compare how they are because lots of the players, you can only maybe compare them in the Europa League.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
I think
Just hard to know where they
we've
are.
got a chance. Right, moving on. Scotland.
Let's go
Scotland.
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 I fancy Scotland, boys. I'm telling you.
I think so.
I fancy it.
I think
I
they're going to
think
be up
there's-
for it, and they've built a little squad now. And for me, having Che Adams decided
Natural
to play
striker.
for, having a natural striker. Where's is the McBurney? Is he injured? Is he?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
not in the squad. He's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
got.
that's a shame.
I think it broke. Is it broken in metatarsal or something? Like that?
Something like that. I think.
I think one strength that Scotland have got that obviously other home nations like Ireland and Wales have not
Yeah.
is they've got youngsters coming through across the squad.
Yeah.
So they've got like players like Billy Gilmore, they've got players like David Turnbull, James Forrest. They've got players that are coming in that are spread out across that and not just kind of in defence or all in midfield. Like,
Yeah.
like they've got a solid team, I think, where they could cause an upset. Very left-hand sided heavy with Robertson and Tierney.
Yeah.
But with the potential of players like Patterson and John Fleck, Ryan Christie, where they could cause an upset against these other teams. I think Czech Republic and Croatia
Don't
are
have that.
teams
You
that
take a look
teams I
at
think-
Scott McKenna.
teams I think they could beat.
Where is he?
Mm.
Oh,
But
Scott
for me,
McKenna.
Down the bottom.
It's,
Oh, you love this
I
guy.
think-
don't
Yeah.
Forest, ex-Hearts, I think, isn't it?
The Hibs, I
Hibs,
think.
is it?
Also Hibs. One of them.
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen. We were
Aberdeen.
both wrong, yeah.
But for me, boys, I think Stuart Armstrong is going to have a very good tournament.
Interesting.
Yeah, he has played well for Southampton.
He's
Well,
a solid
towards
player.
the end of last season, wasn't it? That he played well or something. He scored a few.
Yeah,
goals.
he's done all right. I think for me, I think it's got to be Billy Gilmore. If
Billy
they play
Scott
him,
McGinn
if
needs
they
to-
play him,
Yeah.
that's going to be a hell of a
Billy
player.
Gilmore is going to be a brilliant player.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
got
I
so
mean,
much potential, that boy.
19.
I'd say one of their strengths is their midfield.
Yeah.
For me, on paper, if I saw a midfield of, love him or lamp him, McTominay, if I saw McTominay, Gilmore, McGinn, and John Fleck or whatever, I think that's not a bad, that's not a bad option for centre
But
midfield.
The thing is about
McTominay-
he plays centre back,
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah, McTominay
Oh,
played
yeah.
the Europa League final.
he?
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
He did. You look at
Yeah.
it, you got Robinson captain now as well, and they've converted Tierney into a centre back as well. So they're using that strength on that left hand side because you can't play both on the left back. So
No. It's smart.
Mm.
It's,
I do
it
think
had to be done.
McGinn is going to actually make an impact for them. I do think he'll be playing. Take a look at their most recent game, pal, at the bottom.
The what?
That's
they
their
beat Luxembourg. But did you say the highlights against the Holland, against the Netherlands? They did all right. They did pretty well against them.
I
So
mean, yeah. That's what they went for against.
No, they're still playing McTominay in centre back.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And they swapped.
Maybe not playing Grant Hanley, but
Yeah.
they could cause an upset against England in Wembley. Interesting. All right, should we move on to that England team?
England,
Yeah.
then.
What a squad.
Yeah.
Just to say.
I mean, yeah, it is a hell of a squad.
The value of this squad alone is
Insane.
so high, crazy.
I don't think we have to say much because it is what it is.
They-
England have got
okay.
England have got one of the best squads probably.
England have got one of the best squads they have had over the last 30, 40 years. Is this squad better than the Owen generation, the Owen
Hands down.
Beckham?
I would say so,
Hands down.
Depth-
What have
depth-wise,
this got that they didn't have then?
Players
Yeah.
coming
What
off
have
the
they
bench.
got?
Yeah.
Players coming off the bench that are going to change games.
Yeah.
If you play Foden instead of Grealish, you got Grealish off the bench. If you
Yeah.
play Grealish instead of Foden, you got Foden coming off the bench. Any of those players, like even players like Bakary Saka,
Saka. And
like
this
players
guy.
Jude Bellingham, I think he's
I-
going to start. Like, he can potentially
I
start the game.
watched Bellingham I watched some of the England game the other day, and
He was
Bellingham
brilliant.
was really good. He made such an impact on the game. He's such a good player.
If they're going to class Henderson as not available and injured for that first game or two, then Bellingham is
right.
in.
Yeah.
Bellingham is going to sit with Rice, isn't he? Like the amount of energy that boy has. I
He's
think
brilliant.
the only player that I think might play is not going to play very well, I think, is Marcus Rashford. I don't really
Yeah.
think he does. I don't
He's
think
not
he
fully
deserves
fit
to
though,
play.
is he? And they've already come
He's
out and
not-
said that he needs an
Yes.
operation or two
Decision
operations.
making. His decision
Right, let me
making
ask you a-
is poor.
I don't
Let me
think
ask
he'll
you a
start.
question, boys. What do you make of Ben White then being the person that's been called up?
I feel sorry for Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Ward-Prowse, but I think it shows how unfit Maguire is.
Yeah,
Fair
that's true.
point. Fair point.
I think Ben White's got a lot of selection options. He can play at right back, he can play at centre back, and he can actually play as a DM because he's done it for Brighton as well. So potentially maybe there, but
Yeah.
I think it shows that they're not happy with Maguire.
Yeah.
As
Well,
in, I've heard the rumour he's not back until after group stages.
If we're looking at Ward-Prowse, his best asset is his free kicks and things like that.
dead ball
Deliveries.
situations, yeah.
So for me, does that mean Trippier's going to be starting?
Because he does like to
They've been
play.
playing- They've
But
been
Luke
playing
Shaw-
Trippier
Luke-
on the left. They've
Luke
been
Shaw
playing
can take
Trippier
the
on the
free kick.
left a lot, yeah, but then Shaw.
Well,
And
Trippier
he's
is left
got-
back.
Mm,
What was the
He
latest?
can play left. He can play left back, can't he? Instead of thing, but like Trippier played there for
Oh, I'm gonna...
Atletico.
That was the latest
I think-
one, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you got to look at that.
Right.
Like, they didn't have any of the Man City
No,
or
no.
Chelsea players. Did they?
So,
They've got a
okay,
great team.
with that being said, what are we going for then? In Group D.
England top.
You've got to go England top. Yeah.
Yeah.
have to.
Are we going Czech bottom?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what my gut tells me.
I fancy Scotland, see? I'm telling you.
I if I'm honest, I think Croatia bottom, but that's just me.
I'd go Czech bottom.
Check bottom. I'm happy with that.
Czech, yeah, I'll go Czech, but I like that. I will chuck that down in your sprint. So, what are we going for these two then?
For me, it's got to be Scotland second.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
I would love to see it as well.
I
Okay.
think they've got potential to make a difference.
Right.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
let's do it.
Scotland second, Croatia third.
Nice. Okay.
Group E.
Group E: Poland, Spain, Sweden, and Slovakia. Let's
It's
just.
interesting to see the Spain squad, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no Real Madrid players.
let's
is
go.
it?
Let's
Like,
go Spain then straight away.
straight to them.
That's their team.
An interesting squad, isn't it? Like for me, there's so many stars there that shine, but
But it's not the Spain of old, is it?
Are they a team that are going to win this tournament? I personally don't think so.
No,
I can't see the depth in the squad
no.
that the other
Like-
teams have.
There's
Obviously,
glimpses, isn't there?
no Ramos, captain, gone. No,
Yeah.
they've been lucky, and I mean this. Like they've genuinely been very lucky that Laporte has come across from France.
Yeah,
because
no.
otherwise,
Yeah.
otherwise they'd have had such a big gap.
Yeah.
And France would be even better.
Yeah. And the other crazy thing is, Kepa, goalkeeper at Chelsea, not in the squad. Most expensive goalkeeper in the world on paper.
Yeah.
And the Brighton goalkeeper
But
Sanchez
Sanchez,
has been chosen, where
Yeah.
12 months ago, unknown player, 4th choice at Brighton 12 months ago.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of an aging squad in some sense. You've got players that have got a few age on the wrong side, like Moreno and Alaba, Aspilicueta.
Aspilicueta, yeah. Busquets.
But then you've got youngsters as well. Like you've got Pedri, you've got
Rodri,
you've got Dani Olmo,
yeah.
Ferran Torres.
Yeah.
What
But then
guy,
at
yeah,
the same time, you've got a lot of players who this is their peak. These next 2-3 years is their peak. Somebody like Llorente, somebody like Rodri. Koke. He's a good little up and coming player. Well, is he up and coming anymore? I'm not sure, but yeah.
Which
It'd be
one?
nice to see. It'd be nice to see Adama Traore have a good tournament.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. He has struggled with Wolves the last
I was
few
going to
months.
say, I'm pretty sure he only scored like one goal.
I think
one,
a lot of the
one,
transfer talk gone to his head a bit, and he's gone off form. So
One
it would.
goal,
You
one
are
assist
right.
in
It would
12
be
months.
nice to see him do well. But
Yeah, and I think he could work well with Morata, bit of pace down the wing, and then Morata's good.
obviously,
You know,
debut was last year. 5 games, no goals. But I'd like to think he might have played well, but don't know. It doesn't
Essentially,
seem-
I think he had an assist, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think we move on to who's next. Who's
Poland,
should we go
Slovakia,
Sweden? Should we go Sweden?
Sweden. Let's go for it. Mr. Kuru's
No
just disappeared.
Zlatan.
So I think the big obvious missing player here is Zlatan.
Zlatan, big time.
Obviously was in the original squad. Well, he came out of retirement back in January. Was there at the beginning, but then he's done his knee injury, so he's out. But I think you look at players like Isaac, Marcus Berg, Kulusevski, who Steph raves pretty highly.
Yeah.
Again, they've got players that are okay. Like you look at it though, there's players like Seb Larsson that have been around so long.
Yeah.
That are they really going to play that well?
Yeah.
Like 36 years old,
I
think.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'd have loved to have seen Zlatan, but in another way,
it'd have been
I
great.
quite like the fact that he's not there, because then it gives the other lads a chance in the squad.
Yeah, it's taken the limelight off him and the team and giving other players a chance. I think Robin Quaison at Mainz, I think he's a player that I will keep an eye on for Sweden because I think he's really good. He's played really well in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Or had played pretty well. So I think
he's played games.
Yeah, he's a solid player.
Well, third, I've done a Swedish career mode as well, as Swedish manager, so you can see there. It was a really exciting team. Have a look at somebody up and coming. I'm not sure how he's going to get on this season, but have a look at Kajuste.
Where's that one?
The Jens Kajuste at Midtjylland. He's a young up and coming centre. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Here we go. He's a young up and coming player at Midtjylland.
Played a
sort of
few
season
games.
he's had in real life. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
21.
21.
I'm hoping I'd like to see more of him in the tournament.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot of They've got a lot of experience here. Somebody like Sebastian Larsson, obviously, as well as then Christian, as well as Christian Olsen. Take a look at what sort of season he's had.
Olsen. Yeah. Let's have a look. 26 games, 18 started, 3 goals, 2 assists.
He's done okay.
He's done
He's done okay,
games, you know.
Like there's a lot of decent players there that obviously you're expecting that they're going to be more attacking. They're going to have more of an attacking mindset.
Yeah.
But so obviously I'm sure you boys have spoken about Kulusevski and Isaac, them now being the lead goal scorers. But actually expect a good tournament. If Sweden do well, keep your eyes on Matthias Svanberg.
Samba from Bologna, is it?
Yeah, keep your eyes on him. If they do well, I think he'll be around there.
Played a lot of games, for Bologna this season.
The player that catches my eye straight away is it's for his dad, really, but is Jordan Larson. I love that he's in the squad.
Where's Jordan?
Striker, Jordan Larson. Obviously, his dad. You can see in the face.
You can. Yeah, you can.
He's doing pretty well.
To be fair, yeah.
He's
for Spartan Moscow, he scored goals.
He's had a decent season for him. Like
15 goals.
Keeping a little close eye. Like he's done well. He moved away from Sweden to Spartan Moscow.
Yeah, for 4
mil. It's been 4 mil. Like he's done alright over there. So
yeah. Okay. Moving on then to let's go Slovakia then. Who have we got in the Slovakian team?
I have not seen much of Slovakia's squad.
No.
Robert Mack.
Oh, Hamzik's there.
Hamzik again, an agent player there.
I don't know about this team, boys.
Oh, and Skriniar. Don't forget about Skriniar, boys.
Very good player.
Probably one of the best centre backs in the world, but I think there's not much else around this team.
There's not much.
Like, you've got just
quite solid
in goal.
Yeah, to be fair.
I think it reminds me a little bit of like your Russian teams and stuff like that. They've got players and you don't know that much about them. There could be a few players from countries like this that do really well and have a big European move as well, which is exactly what they want. And you look at the clubs they're at. There's a few boys that are like Napoli and stuff like that.
Lobotka's a good player, Napoli player.
Yeah. Solid centre.
Again, just quite average.
I'd say, unfortunately.
A couple of big players.
Yeah.
Hamzik's like what? He's plays with Gothenburg as well. I'm pretty sure he's in the Swedish league, isn't he? Is he 37, 38, Hamzik?
Really?
Top right.
Yeah, Gothenburg.
He's 33.
He's 33. I thought he was older.
Yeah, I thought he was older as well because he left Napoli.
Feels like he's been around for a long time.
He left Napoli and went to China, didn't he? Did he?
Yeah, Italian Pro, for 20 mil.
And then left there because of all the
and I was going to
shenanigans over there. And he's in Sweden now, randomly.
Not much we can say about that
team.
Should we move on to the Polish squad?
Yeah.
Interesting squad.
We look straight away. Diaz, Lewandowski.
Outstanding.
Potential Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
I
think he would have won it.
I think he would have, and I still think think he will potentially win this year as well because he beat Gerd Muller's Bundesliga record for the most goals in a season. But the only thing is, for Poland, he doesn't score as many. I think there's a lot of kind of pressure on him to do well for Poland.
Take a look at his international stats.
His record. It's pretty good. But I think
have the players with him either.
Yeah, most of his goals for Poland are qualifiers. He doesn't really do very well in major tournaments.
I think the other players you got to look at Zelensky.
There's Milik. There's Milik as well. And
Linetti is a decent player.
Yeah. They've got a few decent players there, and we've spoken about some of the other teams maybe not having that top quality around the park, where Poland do have that quality around the park.
Defensively, you've got a couple.
They're not too bad. They got Benderek and Glick.
Benderek,
Szczesny, very good goalie.
Yeah, Szczesny in goal is solid. You can have,
and Fabianski is a backup.
You can have confidence in that, can't you? Like they're not doing too bad.
Yeah, no.
I do feel Poland have started to change this team. They have had to this is the new generation of the Polish team. Really, who was that old right back that they used to have for years? I can't even say his name now. But they had a few. No, that was
he's Switzerland.
Switzerland, yeah.
Swiss,
no, they had this old long, right back who'd been playing for them for years, and they have had to change their squad. So keep an eye out for Poland. I think they're going to be around for a couple of years.
Okay, so with that being discussed, do we agree that bottom of this group is probably going to be Slovakia?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I am not seeing much in that squad, unfortunately. Who do we reckon is going to win this group?
Right, here's where another upset might happen. I always feel that Spain are going to have an upset in them, or they're going to be outstanding.
Right, okay. So what are you predicting for this group?
I'm going to be again. My favorite word, controversial when I'm streaming.
Yes.
Again, I'm going to say that the Spanish team are going to have the same problem as the Dutch team might have, and that they'll have a bit of a fall or whatever. A blip, that was the word I was looking for. So I'm going to vote for they go in second.
Seeing though we've quashed your other ones, I think I'll go with you then, Mr. Kuru. If you think that Spain are gonna finish second in that group, I'll go with you then. But obviously it's up
I don't
to
think I can.
Brendan Rowlands.
Looking at the other two teams, Poland and Sweden, I can't see Spain losing.
Okay.
I think Poland are going to be a Poland strong team who are going to put on a solid defence. I think Spain will struggle against Poland. So
What do
that's
you-
my
what do you
thinking.
If I'm honest, I think they'll smash the group, and then they'll be poor in the knockouts. I think they'll get 9 points in the group potentially. So I would say Spain to win, but that's just me.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. I don't know what to do here,
Deadlock.
boys. Right, who's gonna go
No.
third?
Sweden, unfortunately.
Sweden.
Yeah,
Right.
I'd love Sweden to do a little bit better, but I don't think they will.
I think looking at this realistically, Mr. Kuru, like I said, I'll go with you for this one. But looking at this realistically, I think Spain will
Okay, I've
probably
been
win it.
I think
I've been outvoted.
I think with the Polish team, obviously they've got the best striker in the world, and they've got a couple of decent players. But you look at the defence,
Yeah.
other than Jan Bednarak,
There's nothing.
who've they really got?
Yeah.
I don't,
Okay,
you know.
I've been outvoted once again. I remember that.
But
I'm
chuck that
banking
on your
on that.
notes. Chuck that in your notes. Right, I'm moving on to probably one of the ones I'm looking forward
Group
to.
F.
Group F is going to be insane.
Well, I think Hungary are going to top it, and then I don't know who's going to come second.
Well, this is the thing. This is the problem we've got to actually try and figure out. Rollins,
Right.
to
Well,
be
surely I've been banking up all of these votes against now. That surely whatever I say goes in this last group.
honest. Right, who do you want to look at first?
Let's go
We'll look
Hungary.
at let's look
Get
at
Hungary out
then.
the way.
Let's go through that. Let's look at that squad. Let's look at this dream
poor
team.
buggers. Poor
Yeah.
buggers.
I
They're
mean,
in good
when-
form though. Have a look at their form. Start off with, pal.
Cyprus, Andorra, San Marino, though.
some great teams though.
I mean,
Turkey, though.
3-3
You
against
know, we've spoken
Poland.
about the strength of Turkey.
Not bad.
With the sending off,
Turkey, Serbia.
they've got some good
To
players
be
here.
fair,
If you look at it,
they've done all right.
Zalai, I can't even say his name, and I'm pretty good.
Zalazli.
Sazali.
It's one of them. I think they've got a few decent players. I think the one that I'm trying to find him now. Where's Dominic?
Dominic.
Is he the one that they signed?
Oh, the one that scored a screamer. I don't think he's
Yeah.
in the team. I think Sabozlai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he injured?
I think he's injured.
No
Who's
way.
the one of the Red Bull players, is he?
Yeah, he's just moved to Red Bull. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
devastating.
That's devastating. Man.
I
Will
think you look
Orban,
at it.
decent player.
Yeah, you look at their squad. Let's be honest. There's no one that really stands out as outstanding.
Good keeper though.
I think it's
Put it
Good
put it this way: they're going to have a bit of fun playing probably the best.
They're in the
teams
tournament. You know.
Yeah.
I think we'll move on.
Yeah.
Let's go to Portugal.
Let's go Portugal.
The only thing they could do is get a draw and ruin one of the other three teams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
going to be the
Yeah.
upsetters. They'll upset
Yeah.
something
Right.
somewhere.
Mr. Kuru, I'm going to hand this over to you because you love some of these Portuguese players, I imagine.
Go down a little
Predict-
bit more.
predict-
Final third.
Predicting the future, you're saying that Hungary are the ones that have to cause the upset.
Yeah.
I love this Portuguese team, but I am expecting that they are the ones that are going to struggle as a result. Actually,
Reigning
I'm praying not,
champions.
my dream team is praying that Portugal do well.
All right.
So obviously you've got Ronaldo. Is this obviously we've got the World Cup next year?
Okay.
He'll probably play in that, but is this
is
definitely
his last
his
Euros.
last Euros? Yeah, definitely. His last
100%.
36 years old.
Do you think so?
29 goals.
He's not going to play. He'll have to be 39. For
He
the
won't
next
play
one.
international when he won't be international.
Ah,
But
I
then
mean,
you've got
the guy
such-
is.
You look at the
God.
team around him, right?
This
João
team is
Felix,
really good.
Andre
It's such a good
Silva.
team.
Andre Silva's had an incredible season as well
Yes.
at Frankfurt.
You're looking at
28 goals.
Renato Sanchez.
Yeah, oh
goals.
boy, honestly, he's had a great season.
Incredible.
Renato Sanchez coming off from Liga victory as
Lille.
well.
They're going to be
Considering his
confident.
little
Is Ruben Neves in the squad as well?
Neves is in the squad.
I would say,
Yeah,
Bruno
and,
Fernandes, obviously, Man U winning the Europa. Oh no, they didn't actually win the Europa League, so no covering. I'll
shit,
forget that.
yeah.
I'll forget that.
But then you look,
obviously, you've got Silva, and again, like we're speaking about depth as well. Surely depth is going to win you that tournament because when you have to play 2 weeks, when you're playing 2 games in relatively quick succession, you need to be able to put in your seconds, or you need to be putting on like a not so tired squad.
Just a quick question for you, Mr. Kuru. Sorry, just thing you there. Who are you looking forward to seeing in this Portuguese team?
You know the answer. I really want to see João Palhinha. He hasn't made much of an impact in the international team yet.
But you
take a look at his international stats.
3 appearances.
He's done well. He's done well to get into the squad though for a tournament based on 3 appearances.
Yeah.
I want to see more of him, but again, looking at that defence, obviously Ruben Diaz has had an incredible season.
Yeah.
What a player!
I can't argue about that. But the
Jose
fact then as
Fonte,
well,
37.
the wingers as well. Obviously, we watched a lot of Dortmund this time last year, and Guerrero on that left wing, dominant. Expect him to have a good tournament.
It's a very good team.
Well, you look at like Nuno Mendes is a pretty he's a right back as well. No, left back as well. Like there's a
18.
potential.
29 games for Sporting, and obviously Sporting didn't Sporting win the league.
Really decent player, like a good youngster. So
they're ones to watch. 100%.
It's such a likeable team.
Yeah.
Such a likeable
Shall we
team.
move on to the German squad?
The Germans.
Yeah, interesting, Germany.
Again, just full of stars.
Strength,
really,
so much strength and depth, isn't it? And players that have potentially, like, to the English viewers, have come out and kind of shone a little bit. You look at Hoffman at Gladbach. You look at the Bayern Munich Musiala.
Oh, yeah.
If I pronounce that correctly, there's a bit of tug of war between him and England for Germany and England for him. Like, he looks class.
What's the Germany's weakness then, boys?
I'll tell you, Germany's weakness as a Chelsea fan is their out-and-out striker, Timo Werner. Plays bloody brilliantly, but cannot finish his dinner. The bloke misses so many chances. I can't tell you. If he could finish, he would be unbelievable.
I've said next season, watch out. I think he's going to bang him in.
But let me argue this with you. Striker, is he in the team? He is in the team though, Roland. That's going to give him that many chances. His conversion rate might be, let's say, 10%, but he's in the team that's going to give him 20 chances or 20. He's going to get his chances.
You say that, but look at this group to begin with.
Yeah, I know.
Portugal, France. Are you
You might only get one chance. You might get one chance.
Yeah. I don't think you are.
But you can't tell me a team of Havertz, Kimmich, Goretzka, Gnabry, Gundogan isn't going to create you chances.
Yeah, but you're playing against defences of Kante, Varane, Ruben Diaz.
Can I?
I don't know.
What sort of season has Sané had, pal?
Leroy Sané, 32 games, 18 starts, 6 goals, 9 assists. Yeah.
Not so much injury. Thankfully, he's been less injury prone this season.
Great player. He's just a great player.
And actually, I've actually got Gnabry in my team as well. Tell me what sort of season he's had, pal.
Brilliant season, I imagine.
Oh, is that you saying that you've put him in his team and haven't done your research then?
Sixth sense. I got a sixth sense.
Another one to watch out for is Kimmich, obviously.
He's in my team.
He's in my team, yeah. He's in my team.
Like,
he scores
brilliant
such an all-rounder. I love that, by the way. Player value 98 million.
Yeah.
Goossens
for Atalanta. He's had a good season.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, boys, goalkeeper Kevin Trapp is going to have a lovely trip.
He'll enjoy. He's going to enjoy himself.
He's only in the squad because the Stegen's on.
Leno as well.
Robin Koch, Leeds United. What an achievement.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
He was a good player in the Bundesliga. I'm not surprised. He had a good season before signing for Leeds.
A really good German squad, and don't count out the Germans as well because the Germans are class.
I think for me,
but an obvious mistake. Obviously,
they won't finish enough chances.
Yeah, because of
They won't
Werner.
score.
If he changes his tactics and plays a false nine as Havertz as a false nine and doesn't even play Werner,
And
that
puts
changes it
Volland
completely.
up front. Volland by
Well, no, not even that. I'd say
Mm.
Havertz as a false nine, and then behind him you've got players like Gnabry, Gundogan, Goretzka, and Muller.
I think I would. And,
Who
Timo
needs a
Werner,
striker?
don't get me wrong. Timo Werner, absolute rapid. So off the bench, can do a
Is
lot
the
of damage.
problem for Germany is that they're
Didn't play
missing
last game.
a second choice. They're missing a second option of a striker. Obviously, you've got Volland, but like I feel like Germany need who's the French
Another striker.
and
They
they
do,
need
they-
another
they-
striker.
they do need another
some-
out-and-out striker,
something
like-
else. Yeah.
Like Volland is okay, and he's had a good season at Monaco. To be fair to him, he's like had a bit of a resurgence
Yeah.
in his career, but
Yeah.
like he's
That's their
done
weakness, I
okay.
think.
But they've
Okay.
got
Yeah.
no backup. Right, let's have a look at that French squad.
I just realised Julian
Wow.
Brand's been left out. Julian Brand's been left out of it.
He has, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
Just,
Wow.
I
Admire
mean,
it.
just admire that, boys.
To be fair, I saw
Best
something,
squad
I saw
in the
something
world.
other day. Yeah, I saw something the other day. Over 50 players could be selected for this team. As in, like you could like there's players for France that are third and fourth and fifth choice that would get into any other national team.
This team is just on
And then, by the
another
way,
level.
they've added Benzema as well. Like,
Yeah.
just as
Yeah, probably one of the only players in the world that can make this team better.
a better, yeah. And
Is
like,
somebody like Sissoko expecting to play?
Yeah, very rogue choice, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he hasn't had the best season.
he's not had the best season, but he's very highly rated in France.
Yeah, he's a bit of an engine as well, I think.
Boys, I mean,
Um,
can we just say, if Kante managed to win the Euros,
Ballon d'Or.
100%.
Yeah.
By the way, he'll have won everything.
Yeah.
So he's won the World Cup, he's won the Champions League, he's won the Europa League, he's won the Premier
Phenomenal.
League with Leicester and Chelsea.
Honestly, I
Um,
mean, probably, for me, one of the best midfield centre mids ever.
And from what you
Yeah.
can see, obviously as a fan, one of the most humble players ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, apparently he's a
Fantastic,
genuinely
yeah.
nice guy, yeah. But, yeah.
And adding on to what the Germans don't have is that they've got then the depth of striker. Obviously,
Look
you've
at
got
those strikers.
Benzema.
Even
You've
Ben,
got,
yeah,
let's say
I mean-
Griezmann's the French
Yeah, 20
equivalent
goals.
of.
Benny
of,
Eder, Man United's nemesis.
It's only that I would say it's a shame he hasn't moved so, but he is 30, I suppose. If he was a little bit
Yeah,
younger,
he-
he would have had a move.
He moved a few years ago from Seville to Monaco,
Yeah.
maybe for money, but Giroud as well.
Yeah.
He's done well to get in that squad, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
He does
But you
well
look at
for
it,
France. He does
Adrian
very well for
Rabiot,
France.
Corentin Tolisso, Thomas Lemar, Marcus Thuram. I mean,
Pavard.
but Jules
Do they
have many
Jules
wingers? Let me
Koundé.
ask you.
Pogba.
Jules Koundé. You know what I mean? He's going to have
Yeah,
Koundé's going to have a great
great
tournament. He's going to have a great tournament.
I mean, in my eyes, who would you start? Hugo Lloris, or do you start with Mike?
No,
Magnan.
Mogan.
Yeah. He's had a great season. Way
he has had a
better
great
than
season.
Lloris.
But unfortunately for Lloris, well, not unfortunately for Lloris, unfortunately for McGann, Lloris is the captain,
It's a shame.
so he starts. I think,
Big
Steph, you were going to say wingers. I think they've got Marcus Thuram and Thomas Lemar as their, and Kingsley
And
Coleman as their out and out.
Kingsley Coleman, yeah.
As their out-and-out
I'm just
wingers.
trying to work
So-
out what formation
Coleman.
what formation do they play. Let's have a look at their last game.
Okay. Well, yeah, it was against France, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Against Wales, sorry.
What formation did they play?
Play two up top,
4-3-1-2.
I love it. How do you,
Yeah.
how, it's one of those problems, isn't it? How do you get Griezmann, Benzema, and Mbappe in the same team?
Yeah, yeah.
That is probably their planned first team.
You
Or
think?
near enough. Oh, well, without Kante, obviously. Chelsea player.
That's
Maybe
what I'm saying.
Kante in for Rabiot for me.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
But but
Um,
I can't see really any weaknesses in this French team.
Not really.
I mean,
no.
okay,
Full-backs,
keeper-wise, yeah,
maybe.
Reece maybe, but I don't know.
I wouldn't even say
Full-backs wise,
fullbacks because
no, because they got Pavard and Lucas Hernandez, who are like class.
Yeah. But
Well,
that goes to that shows you, doesn't it? That's their weakest area.
And then I suppose
Like that
Lucas
good.
Digne,
And then you
who's
got-
actually pretty decent as well, to be fair.
Yeah. So
Okay, so
Well,
with
then,
that being said,
let's go.
hungry top then, boys. Man, it's gotta be.
Well, yeah, it's obvious.
Oh, let's solve this.
I think
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
hungry
the
bottom.
good thing is the good thing is that surely runners up will be the best placed thirds. You can actually think that you probably won't go out.
Yeah.
Well, saying that, there's a good chance that whoever comes third out of these might lose 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
They might
because
only beat
if you
Hungary.
can beat Hungary 3-4-0, you might still have just about done enough.
so it'd be interesting.
Who are we saying top? It was France? France top?
I think France.
France top.
I think France
Okay.
with Kante back in that team, and he is
Okay,
on
so-
in the form of his
right.
life.
Steph, over to you. Portugal or Germany? Who's going to finish second?
I'm gonna use my head, and I'm gonna say Germany will be second and Portugal will be third.
Ooh.
Right, I'll be controversial.
I'll go the other way.
I'm not even going to go. Like, I didn't
Me
feel
too.
you were going to go that way, but I feel that Germany will be third and Portugal will be second.
I agree.
I mean,
Not that we want to go against you, but I actually
no,
think
but I genuinely think
yeah.
that they could
I
actually
genuinely
do
think Portugal should have more. They've got
Good.
more than Germany.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so. Thinking of Bruno Fernandes
Yeah.
assisting Ronaldo, that is a match made in heaven.
All right, let's go.
So-
Best third teams.
best third teams. Unfortunately, I don't
Okay,
think it
so
will
how
be
many?
Wales.
How many?
I'm gonna say
go-
Wales.
4 of them.
Yeah.
So two
So
teams miss out.
Germany. So Germany
Yeah, Germany will be there.
certainly.
So
Um,
where do you
Croatia?
think Germany pick up points?
Yeah, that's the thing that you got to look at. It might not be the
Yeah.
best teams there, but where are they going to pick up the points in their group?
win Hungary,
They've got
obviously.
to hammer. They've got to. I think it'll be tight when they lose. They might only lose 1-0. They might even have a draw, and then
I
maybe
think, if
it's
I'm honest,
goal
I think
difference.
Sweden will go through.
Yeah.
You're gonna go
Yeah.
Sweden. Do you
Yeah.
reckon-
Germany
will-
have
think
will
3
they get-
points in the bag.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
get points against Poland and Slovakia, essentially. So I think
Yeah.
Sweden go through.
check
And
the Austria group again for me, pal.
I think they'll
Ukraine,
go through.
Netherlands, Austria, and
I think so because we're saying the prediction of Holland not doing very well. Austria could get a result against Holland
yeah.
Yeah.
and North
Yeah.
Macedonia. So I think
And it's
Austria
3
as
points
well.
against North Macedonia. Really. Right.
I see.
Oh,
I
we go-
really,
oh,
I
we-
really want to go Finland, but
That's the thing. If I'm honest, I don't think Wales will do it.
I don't think Wales could do
I
it.
think Wales potentially, if they're going to do anything, it'll be 3-0 draws.
Yeah.
Croatia in that team. I said Croatia would finish bottom, so I would say I'm going to say Finland.
I've got a bit of hope for Wales, but
Let's
I'll
have a
go
look at the
with-
Finland squad. Let's have a look at the Finland group again, pal.
Belgium, Denmark, and Russia.
Where are they? I don't think Denmark will dominate it.
Yeah,
So again,
No.
we may think that Finland might have a win and a draw. Let's say.
yeah,
Yeah,
Denmark,
winning
Denmark
beat-
pretty good.
yeah.
I think Denmark and Finland might just be down to goal difference. How many goals against
Yeah,
Russia?
yeah, that's true. Maybe.
So
Okay.
I,
That's
I,
okay.
I
But that's-
again, I want to go for Wales, but I just can't see them doing it.
Okay. Should we say Finland?
Let's go Finland.
right,
Okay,
that's-
so we got Finland, Austria, Sweden, and Germany. Unlucky Wales. Unlucky.
That pains me.
I know.
So
know.
this
Are we
is the
gonna carry on, boys,
situation
or is
we've
this-
got.
I think this
Oh.
needs to be another video.
Is it?
Or should we carry on?
We
We
might.
could do a quick fire if you want.
Yeah, quick fire.
We're not
Yeah.
looking at squad. We're not looking at any squad.
No, this is literally quick
Yeah,
fire.
yeah,
now.
I
This is
suppose,
not
yeah.
going to be.
This
This
is
is not
fire
going to be
votes.
long.
This is just we'll go 3 votes, and the final third gets the deciding vote if it's 2-2.
Right.
I like
Okay.
that.
Okay. So
So first, Belgium, Germany.
what are we going for?
I vote Belgium.
We are shaping up to be one of the greatest Euros there's ever been.
What are you going for? Mr.
What's your
Cool?
vote?
Belgium.
Germany.
Fuck.
Final third, your deciding vote. Belgium or Germany?
On the vote that Timo Werner probably won't finish as then I'll go Belgium.
Oh, Steph voted out again.
Italy,
This is a big game.
Netherlands.
Every game is class. Every game is the
Yeah.
best game of football
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Hand on heart, I'm Italy for me.
Mr. Kuru.
Netherlands. Tim Krul penalty shootout saves it.
Roland.
Netherlands.
I'm going Italy. Yeah, gotta be.
Even though I said Netherlands are gonna miss
Yeah.
out.
France, Finland.
France.
So France.
Finland penalty shootout.
I go France.
Imagine.
Kamara with
if
the
it-
winner. Kamara with
If
the
it,
winning
get, if it gets that far, I hope you put money on it.
Ooh, this is a good match. This is a
Scotland,
good match.
Scotland, Poland, they've got a chance on this, haven't they? To be
Yeah.
honest?
It's a
You
really
look
good
at it,
game.
I think, like, if I'm honest, I would like to say that Scotland might edge it.
I'd say Scotland.
I'm gonna say
Scotland.
I'm gonna say Poland.
Scotland.
I am gonna go for. I go Poland. I go Poland.
Yeah, wise. It is wise.
Gone against the grain twice.
Go Poland. Spain, Austria.
Spain, Austria.
Good game. Good game.
Oh my God, in-game.
Yeah, I know. I think if you look at this, I think realistically Spain are going to be stronger.
Yeah,
So
I'd have to say
saying,
Spain.
I'm saying
Yeah,
Spain.
yeah, I'm happy with Spain there.
You got to go with your head sometimes. As much as the heart kind of wants a fairy tale story, I think it's going to be so.
This
Right,
next game is
England,
insane.
England,
Big game.
Portugal.
What a
Okay,
big game.
That's a big
this
game.
could this could potentially be the first knockout round.
England need to
England
finish
and Portugal.
second in the group, boys.
Yeah, they could get Poland. Yeah.
But
It's
this
tough,
is
it's tough,
because
isn't it?
is this because where did we end up? Portugal? Did we put
We
Portugal?
put Portugal
at second?
second.
Second.
So
Winner of
first-
that group will play second. Oh God,
Yeah.
England
So-
have got
so
a tough draw then because they're playing.
England could
Mm.
have France,
Very
France,
tough.
Germany, or Portugal.
Whereas Scotland have got Poland now, coming
Yeah.
second.
I
Jeez.
think I'm going to say England.
England.
Mr. Guru.
Portugal.
Oh, I think. Oh, it's just Gareth Southgate. He's so. I don't
Yeah,
know.
is he the problem?
I think he will eventually be the problem.
Yeah.
But
I
But
didn't
when
think
will
of
he get
Southgate.
caught? When will he get caught out?
when
I didn't
will he
think of
get caught
Southgate.
out? That Portugal team is very strong, but that England team is strong as well. We're going England. Ukraine, Sweden.
Ukraine, Sweden. I
It's
like
really
this
good.
because this. If you look at this draw, right, there could be a potential semi-final, even finalist from this part of the draw.
Yeah. I like it.
I'm going to go for Ukraine, boys.
I will go Ukraine on that one. I'll join you.
You're gonna go. I hope it's Sweden, but I'm gonna go Sweden.
I'll go Ukraine. Turkey, Denmark.
Turkey, Denmark.
Isn't it
If-
funny that like we've had big heavy matches and then you kind
then-
of have the quieter matches
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
So as you were saying,
I like it.
It's still
you-
close, though.
Yeah.
Like you look at this, if they win their knockout, they're gonna potentially have an easier knockout second, like quarterfinal.
Yeah.
I think in that group, Group A, have got, I think Turkey have got a decent squad. They've got a lot of winners in there at the moment, so I'm going to vote Turkey.
I'll agree. I'll go with Turkey.
Sorry to go against the grain. I'm going to go Denmark. And the experience of Denmark, I think Denmark have got a more experienced squad.
I see
Good
what you
game,
mean,
this.
but they're quite aging as well. I'll go with the youngsters with that. I'll go with Turkey. Right,
Okay.
back to the top.
Oh, what a game.
Belgium, Italy,
Belgium,
quarterfinal.
Italy.
Steph, do you want to go first on this one? So you can
I'm
throw
going to
your.
go Italy. I'm going to go Italy.
Italy's defensive record. I'm going Italy.
Italy.
Boys, I was already
I'd
looking
go
forward
Italy,
to
then.
this tournament.
What would you have gone for final third?
Yeah, what would you have gone for?
I think I would have gone Italy because Belgium. Just don't know if they're going to turn up or not. That's the problem.
Yeah.
France,
Okay,
Poland.
next France, Poland. I can't
It's
see
got to
France losing,
No.
so
It's
it's
got
got
to
to
be
be
France,
France.
isn't it?
France.
As I was about to say, boys, I was already excited for the tournament. But
I was
looking
gonna
at the
say that now.
possibilities of
Yeah.
what we might have.
Yeah.
France have a dream, boys.
Yeah.
Good
In my
night.
class, whoever gets France in the sweepstake is going to be laughing.
Spain, England.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to go England with the depth they've got on the team.
Yeah. For
Because
me, I
Spain-
think this is an easy.
Easy again with Portugal. Yeah.
Yeah, Spain good starting 11, and then depth is nothing compared to England's team.
I think England have got to have this. By this time, they'll be on the rotation. There'll be players coming back in. Maguire could be back as well at this point. So England for me.
Oh, I don't know.
Steph, what did you say?
England for me, yeah. I think this is an easier game for England than Portugal.
It's 3-1 news.
Okay, I had probably gone Spain.
Ooh, interesting.
Outvoted. Ukraine, Turkey, boys.
Well, how come Spain?
Mm.
Again, it's all about Southgate. I don't know if he get.
You just don't like him, do you?
I just don't like him. And plus, if it comes to penalties, boys, England are not winning. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we've seen Hendo's penalty.
yeah, exactly.
No.
I know. Right, Ukraine,
Ukraine, Turkey. Tricky one, isn't it?
Turkey
I'm gonna
for me.
I'm gonna go Turkey. Turkey did do you remember? Wasn't it in 2002? I know it was years ago, but
Yeah,
Turkey
they
did
did.
well in tournaments.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
did well in South Korea, didn't they?
David
And also,
Suker.
they're doing it for Wales and Group A as well.
I'm gonna say Turkey as well.
Yeah, I'll go Turkey.
It's by the only time
Here
we're
we
at a
go
full
then.
vote.
Italy, France.
Oh,
So Italy, France.
right.
Is this
I,
the one that could trick France up?
This
I'm
is
going
the
out on a
hardest
whim, and I'm going
Semi-final.
to say Italy.
So semi-finalists. You're saying Italy are gonna win the semi-final against France.
Mm-hmm.
Steph.
Again, I'm thinking if Italy have got this far, I'd really be weary of them. I think they'll have got momentum up by this point. If we're saying
Are they smelling blood? Are they?
they've beaten the
Yeah.
Netherlands, they've beaten Belgium. The next, it's a scalping for them if they get France.
Yeah,
Who's the Italy coach?
Mancini.
I think Italy are going to do it narrow margins with all
If they
these
can
games.
get through this, that's the toughest route they could possibly have.
Yeah, they deserve
Holland,
it. Whoever
Holland,
wins,
Belgium.
and
like-
France.
Not
I think I'm
Germany.
going to stick. I'm going to
Germany-
stick
oh,
to
no,
France.
sorry.
I am going to stick to France, boys. But I am weary of Italy. Actually,
Bryn.
Look at that strength, that squad. I've got to say France.
yeah.
France for me as well. England, Turkey,
And-
boys.
And then you look at England, Turkey. Like, as much as I don't really think
I don't think they'll get this far.
do they deserve it? But I don't know. Like, we've mapped it out as what we're thinking.
Yeah, but well, I would have gone
So-
Spain probably here, but okay. So who are you going for?
You
If
can't.
England,
that's the
isn't it?
game, it's got to be England,
Yeah,
surely.
Yeah.
England versus Turkey. England is stronger, so England.
And there we are,
Wow,
the final.
what a final.
France
Potentially
England.
final versus France.
And
England.
that is what is expected of England. I would say.
Would you say?
think
Would you say that is the expectation is final?
with this
100%.
squad, I think
100%.
they have to get close. I think
At the semis, man.
for them getting knocked out in the early rounds of the 16s and so on is awful, but would be unacceptable for them, and Southgate will be gone within a week basically of exiting the tournament. Whereas then I would say again Turkey is the easiest of their knockout matches by far.
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah.
So but bear in mind, boys, that could be England-Wales. That could be England-Wales in the semis.
Right. So what are we going
Wow.
for?
Well,
Oh, wow.
France.
Best two squads in the
I think
Well-
England will just bottle it. So France.
That's 2 for France.
France.
Mm,
What are you going for, Roland?
God. I'd like to say England for, the youngsters.
Yeah.
It's coming home. It's coming home,
Much as it
boys.
pains me to say it. I just can't see them getting to people like N'Golo,
No.
Kante, Benzema. The
For me-
the experience that.
Yeah, for me, you just said what I was going to say there. It's all about the experience. I think England need to use this tournament now to gain experience to get to the ends of it. Whereas I would say maybe the World Cup is definitely the next Euros in 3 years' time. I would say
France
that's
are World
where
Cup.
England
France
need
are
to
World
be.
Cup winners, aren't they? So
Yeah, France have got the
France.
experience.
they know how to win a final. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we
I'd say
are.
France.
France are our Euro 2020 winners. 2021.
So I think the way that could go slightly different maybe is if Spain turned
Yeah,
If you
over.
for
look
me,
at it,
I
though,
would have gone Spain probably.
Look at that. Yeah, but look at that bottom half of that draw. There's a weakness
Yeah.
in that bit, isn't it?
But
And
boys,
Yeah.
if
Wales
Wales
do
get
alright.
through, if
Wales can
Wales can
finish
get,
second.
if Wales can get second, they can get to semi-finals.
Oh,
But
imagine.
again, though, how much would have changed had we have said Portugal go through instead of England? How much would have changed?
I think whoever wins that game gets to the final.
Yeah.
If I'm honest,
Spain's,
I think
Spain's
whoever wins the England-Portugal game gets to the final.
Well,
I don't think the
they'll
final.
beat Spain.
I think they beat Spain and then beat Turkey.
Yeah. Well, there we are.
Wow.
Well then.
Wow.
as expected, France have won, boys.
And yes,
We'll come back to this video
we'll save
in
that.
3 weeks and be like,
Yeah, we'll do a reaction to it.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for tuning into this video. Make sure you leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe as well. And make sure you turn the notification bell on for when a video pops up. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you to Bryn, Mr. Kuru, and Roland. Until the
Cheers.
next.